following your performance in the Irish final, Michael Ball, who represented UK and became the runner-up in the 1992, said that Ireland is back on track after listening to your song.
Thank you.
But in the past years, Ireland did score that much high. The so-called superpower, the Eurovision Song Contest Ireland.
You're
what Ireland needs to get back to the
top
Formula
form?
victory?
I think it needs to move on. Perhaps look at
Change the style.
Well, you know what Eurovision needs to do, like every country needs to do, really, is to produce something that stands out. You know, it's very easy to say, Ireland should be doing this or shouldn't be doing that. But the truth is, Ireland doesn't have the same relationship in Europe that it did 20 years ago. When I was in the vault, we were just starting to come out and be successful. And we were the cheeky chappies. Everybody loved Ireland because, we weren't offensive, and it was nothing about us except that we were fabulous and we were in every country at the time that was voting. We don't have a huge history with the Eastern European countries, really, which they don't know who we are. So unless we have something that grabs them by the throat as a song, realistically, why would they necessarily vote for us when there are other countries they know and possibly know those artists? So it's really about doing something that stands out and people go, it's so good, we have to vote for it, as to get past the fact that, we all naturally vote for what we know. And, with 40 different countries doing diverse things and Ireland being stuck out onto the side a little bit, we don't have as many neighbours. And, and the thing we did have in our favour, quite apart from the quality of what we did, is that, if people were cross with England, they felt, or UK, they could be happy with us because we were kind of separate, if you understand what I mean. And we sang in English, of course, for years and years, so that helped us, over the years. But we still, in a way, I think in the last 10 years, have forgotten. We're struggling to find out how we fit in Eurovision instead of just saying, this is who we are. It's kind of part of why I went back to it. It's about just being proud of what you do and producing a song and singing it well and not thinking about how you're going to win it, but thinking about how you're going to be that person on stage representing what you think Irish music is in the real world, or what a song that's really good, and the truth is that Ireland have fantastic bands out there in the world, like The Script and U2, and it's fantastic artists right across, but you don't see that represented in this competition, certainly not in the last 10 years anyway, and I would love to see more of that going on, something more relevant to what people can respond to.
You have beautiful musical career, quite colorful, performed with such notable artists like Carpenter. What advices do you give to upcoming artists?
Well, upcoming artists should embrace every opportunity that comes. I think often the question I get asked today is, how can I be famous? And I think that's totally the wrong question I want to hear. I want to hear, how can I...
Or to make money.
Yes. Well, let's be honest, we all need to make money to survive, and I don't think that you should neglect that side of the business, because it is a business at the end of the day. But what you do is you need to keep your joy in it. I mean, I'm 42 years of age, singing 24 years in bands and various other ways, and I've had huge success with the commitments in Eurovision and other things that I've done, and then I've been quieter at different times, but I'm still doing it. And not only that, I still have great joy in it. And that's because I always keep my eyes open and my ears open for something new, something interesting. There are a million ways that you can engage in this industry. Sometimes not right at the front of it, but sometimes, for instance, I do a lot of work with writers who don't necessarily perform their own music. They look for someone who wants to interpret a song. I do quite a lot of that, not necessarily to release it or to do anything, but just to work with that writer and to hear it, because sometimes for writers they need to hear it in a certain way to really feel the song. And then, but I never miss opportunities to do that. Or if young bands, years ago I worked with a band called Juniper. I met them at a pub, they were playing somewhere and I thought they were great, and they were doing an EP. And they turned out to be Damien Rice and then another band called Bell X1 who were doing really well. And they moved on to do amazing things. I mean, Damien Rice, huge artist across America now, but just to be in a small way involved in that embraces you as an artist across from that. So if you keep your mind closed and say this is all I can do, you know, there is work you will do for money, and then there's work that you'll do for your soul. And as an artist, you should never close yourself off. So just find opportunities that really broaden your horizon.
Finally, we're going to see Niamh in 5-10 years.
Even 5 to 10 years, let's see. Hopefully still touring, hopefully still recording. But that's very dependent on what people want. I think as long as there's 10 people who want to see me, I'll still do it. I think, you know, and I think you'll probably see me dragged out every now and then, you know, to give the nod to Euro. I don't know that you'll see me back at Eurovision unless something really jumps out song-wise. I loved it. You understand what I mean? It's not. I never say never, and it's nothing to do with Eurovision itself. It's the fact of whether I have a place in it, and that's the big question you have to make. You know, if something came out and I was the right person to sing it and it was going down that road, I would have no problem going that way. You know, where we were placed on the final this year didn't make me think, oh, that's the worst experience ever. Because each experience, first of all, I don't think it took anything away from the previous win. It doesn't take away from anything from that I performed or anything.
You are still a Eurovision winner.
Well, forever. Forever. But, you know, it's so for me, would Eurovision feature again? In my head, I say probably not, because I think it's becoming more young, which is an absolute and brilliant thing. It's great for Eurovision. It excites me about Eurovision that young things are happening. It shows that young people are voting, which means that it's really good.
It's fresh.
And that makes me happy, you know, because I don't want to see it die. I just do not want to see Eurovision die. And also, I am excited by young talent. I am excited by people doing different things and new things. So that is good. But if something came up and it was right for me to do it, and then the country decided it was right to send me, then who would I be to argue with them? You know. But you know, it's in 5 or 10 years' time. I just hope to be still doing what I do.
Thanks a lot, and good luck in your
Thank you.
music career.